Let's just get straight to it. Does Dune Part 2 live up to the hype? Yeah, I was a little bit surprised to see that Paul Atreides learning the ways of the Fremen and their culture takes up pretty much the first half of the film, and it's not boring one bit. I really enjoy watching characters learning the ways and the traditions of another civilization or another culture. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Jake Sully in Avatar, learning the ways of the Na'vi. And again, it's not boring because the culture of the Fremen is interesting to learn about with Paul, and you get to spend more time on Arrakis and truly take in this picturesque, stunning planet. They bring it to life incredibly well in this film with the immaculate cinematography, the production design. It's just so yeah, it's interesting watching Paul learning the ways of the Fremen, but in the background, there is always that sense of tension because you just know that war is on the way. And at the same time, there's kind of these spiritual overtones with all this talk about the Messiah and the prophecy, and it just really brings this mythological epicness to the world of Arrakis and just the world of Dune in general. It's some pretty enthralling shit, not gonna lie. I was kind of surprised to see the new cast members to this, Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken and Austin Butler, really don't show up until that second half of the film. And Austin Butler, by the way, oh my god, this guy is a psychotic beast in this. Obviously completely unrecognizable with the white skin and the bald head, but just his mannerisms, his completely batshit crazy way of doing things, he just murders people for annoying him. He was awesome. He's absolutely a standout for sure. As far as negatives and gripes go, don't have a lot to say, but I will say this, and this might be unpopular, I don't know, but the relationship between Paul and Shani, it was good, solid, I liked it. They had good chemistry and good dialogue with each other, and Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya were both amazing in the film, of course. But their romance and relationship, I just didn't really feel it deep down inside, which is kind of a bummer considering most of part one was Paul having visions of Shani. They don't meet until the end of part one, so okay, part two is going to be all about them. You get to part two, and their relationship is just something that's in the film. That's just how it felt to me. I'll say this as well, as much as I really do like both Dune Part 1 and Part 2, I don't view them as the religious experiences that a lot of people do. For no particular reason per se, it's just some people reacted to both films like they were the second coming or something. If you ask me, when it comes to Denis Villeneuve's films, I personally respond to Prisoners and Arrival and Blade Runner 2049 more than I do the Dune films. But again, that's not to take away from the quality of both of these films. Dune Part 1 was in my top 10 films of 2021, and Dune Part 2 I thought was a very, very good sequel. I liked it a little bit better than Part 1, at least on first viewing. It furthers the story, characters and world building like any great sequel should do. And it's a terrific cinematic spectacle that you should see on the big screen, if you like science fiction epics, that is. Denis Villeneuve, you did it again.